Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Somers Town Board regular meeting starting here at 7:11, Thursday, September 11th, 2025. Before we start, can everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, Mr. Supervisor, would it be okay if I requested a moment of silence for this day, 9/11, as well as the assassination of Charlie Kirk? Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, Patty, please get roll call, please.
Councilman William G. Buckner.
Here. Here.
Councilman Anthony J. Sirico.
Here.
Councilman Thomas A. Garrity Jr.
Here.
Supervisor Rob Scarano.
Here. Okay. Attic. When we get, whatever. Okay. All right, we're going to start off with public hearings. In the matter of the extension of the Heritage Hills Special Sewer District in the town of Somers, Westchester County, New York, to be known as 295 Route 100 Extension, pursuant to the Article 12-A of the town law. Make a motion to open.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Move. Patty, publishing and postings here.
That was published in the Journal News on September 2nd and posted on the town clerk's bulletin board.
Okay, anybody here for, Steve, come on up. Thank you.
Just to provide some background on this, these public hearings are for the proposed extension of the Heritage Hills Special Water and Sewer Districts to serve the proposed state police barracks at the aforementioned address 295 Route 100.
Thank you, sir. Anybody here for comments on that? Nope. Okay, on number one, so I'll make a motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. And then Patty, I'll make the motion to adopt the resolution to extend the sewer district.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Patty, can we, want to do a roll call?
Yes,
We'll do a roll call, please, Patty.
we all said yes. Yes, all right.
Roll call votes. Councilman Richard G. Clenchey. Councilman William G. Faulkner.
Aye.
Councilman Richard G. Clenchey.
Aye.
Councilman Anthony J. Sirico.
Aye.
Councilman Thomas A. Garrity Jr.
Yes.
Supervisor Rob Scarano.
Aye. Okay, let's move on to number two. In the matter of the extension of the Heritage Hills Special Water District for the town of Somers, Westchester County, New York, is known as 295 Route 100 Extension, pursuant to Article 12-A of the town law. Mr. Robbins just came up and said these were both for the water and sewer. I'll make a motion to open.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Patty, publishing and postings, please.
That was also published on September 2nd and posted on the town clerk's bulletin board in the Journal News.
Okay, thank you so much. Anybody here for comment on the water district? Nope. Then I'll make a motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So move. And then I'll make a motion,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
make a motion to, guys, we're gonna do a roll call on this. Adopt the resolution to extend the water district.
Second.
Okay, Patty, can we please get a roll call?
Councilman William G. Faulkner.
Aye.
Councilman Richard G. Clenchey.
Yes.
Councilman Anthony J. Sirico.
Yes.
Councilman Thomas A. Garrity Jr.
Yes.
Supervisor
Wow. Really
Wow.
back.
And I'm going.
Rob
Oh, wow.
Scarano.
Yes. Thank you.
Next time I'll.
If you- That'd be great. That would.
I gave you the notices of permissive referendum, so
You,
that they both have to be published.
yes.
Great.
So Rob, just take a few seconds to again describe what's going on with the police barracks. It's a big deal for us.
Yes, it's
Very positive.
a very positive. As you guys know, we've been trying to work with the fire district and the state police for close to 16 years here. Finally, probably about a year and a half ago, we came into an agreement. This is just the next step to keep the state police barracks here in the town of Somers. We've had some great discussions with both parties, especially the state police. They're excited. They're excited to get a new building. And we'll be working on all those little particulars from there, but this is just the next step in that, where we can, keep the state police here. As everybody knows, the state police are a big presence here in the town. And we want to keep them here as long as we can. And this was just another step forward to getting them a new building, getting them the resources and the facility that they need. And we're all excited about it. So we're moving in the right direction. It's been a little bit longer process than maybe we'd have liked. But all good things will come to an end, and this will be a good thing for us in the town of Somers.
It's a fantastic accomplishment and has a lot of value for the town.
Yeah. Anybody else want anything? Bill, anything?
Okay.
No,
Rich? No?
I'm all for it. I can't wait.
Oh, I'm good.
to Start.
You're not going to talk?
I'm not gonna talk tonight. I'll talk at the end, don't worry.
All right.
Oh,
So let's right and move on to public comment. Make the motion to open up public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi,
Is anybody here for public comment? Would like to come up and say anything?
non-agenda item.
Non-agenda items?
All right.
No? All right, we'll make the motion to close out public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi,
So moved. Department reports. Patty.
I have reports from the town clerk, building inspector, zoning board of appeals, plumbing, bureau of fire prevention, parks and recreation, planning and engineering, tax receiver and director of finance.
Thank you so much. All right, let's move on to business of the board, town board. We do have Town of Somers updates, but I think we'll use this time here tonight as that to celebrate, pay homage,
Recognize.
recognize years of service from one of our councilmen, Tom Garrity. Tom, you've been a very instrumental part in the town over the years. The knowledge that you have is exceptional. The way you handle meetings, the way you interact with the residents in this town, the way that you're involved in the community service aspect of things is commendable and well appreciated from everybody here. Your leadership will be missed on the official day that you do leave this board. But there is some things that we want to do for you tonight and kind of give you, when I said before a couple months ago, we'll give you that swan song. We definitely want to give you the swan song tonight, man. And listen, I know that from my personal standpoint, no matter what time it was, no matter when I needed a question answered, no matter when I needed advice, no matter when I needed just someone to complain to, you always picked up the phone and answered and gave me the solid advice. And so I thank you so much for that. And I really do appreciate it.
you're out.
And anybody else want to say something? Keep lifting the feathers up.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be repeated probably several times, but I mean, Councilman Garrity's longevity is probably record breaking or darn near. But most of all, I think, we're going to miss the expertise he's come with and he's been generous with. And that will be missed. But for the previous years, the prior years, I'm very grateful.
Thank you, Bill.
So, Tom, he's got an extraordinary knowledge. He's not only a colleague here, but he's a friend. He lives in our neighborhood, so he's not going to go away from my perspective.
And
He's going to be at our doorstep
then
often. I just want to know what he's going to do with the timer, though. Who are you going to pass the timer on?
That's up to you guy. I'd give it to the new guy.
At least, I might get the last word.
You might.
Next.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. It's been a good time. It's
Thank
been a
you.
very good time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rich, do you want to say a few words and then get on to some of the things that we have here
Well,
from?
give them these things.
Want to give them these things?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Hey, Rob, if it's all right, I'll make my copy.
Yes. You want to do this?
Okay.
Yeah, I want you to do it because
Yeah.
it's in your possession.
Yeah. Well, Tom, now that you are world famous and everyone is coming to Somers to congratulate you, including the Westchester County Board of Legislators, because it's 9/11, Vidat Gashi was not able to be here today, the chairman of the Board of Legislators, but he does send us proclamation. And you know it's from the county because look at the size of that frame. They got a big budget. We're on the Staples.
Could you turn it around for the camera?
That's a good
There
idea.
you go.
That's a good idea right there.
One more.
But you're not making this up, okay?
I am not making this up. No. And it does say, whereas we gather today to honor one of the special people, Councilman Thomas A. Garrity, for over 25 years of exceptional dedicated service, whereas Councilman Garrity served 18 years as town councilman. Prior to becoming councilman, Mr. Garrity served on the planning board, zoning board, and has also been a member of the Lions Club. And whereas Councilman Garrity was outstanding in his service to the town during the COVID epidemic in 2020, serving as deputy supervisor during that time, he located extra K95 masks and hand sanitizers for the town, looked at the needs of each department, developed a town inventory of resources for the pandemic, and generally cared for staff and citizens alike. And whereas Councilman Garrity and his wife Ann have 2 children, Tommy and Brenna, they list that just in case you forgot that.
Say thank you.
Doubt.
Both out of the house, so I
There
did.
you go. Who are those people? And whereas the accomplishments and contributions such as those of Councilman Garrity should be properly recognized and acclaimed, now therefore be resolved by the members of the Westchester County Board of Legislators and their chairman, Vidat Gashi, and Erica Pierce, who also represents Somers, that resolved that September 15th be hereby proclaimed Councilman Thomas A. Garrity Jr. Day in the Westchester County. And be it further resolved that the text of this proclamation be carried throughout the county for all people of goodwill to be forever know. And as you well know, having seen many of these over the years, the best part of this is in front of the county center each day. On that day, you will be proclaimed for all million residents of Westchester pass by and pay homage to you.
I will finally beat out my son. My son has 2 proclamations and I have none, but at least I'll be in front of the Jumbotron.
Well, there you go.
That's it.
There you go.
Oh,
And
that-
are they this big? No.
No, they're not that.
That's right. Size matters. So in any case, on behalf of Chairman Gashi, Board of Legislators, honored to give this to you, my friend.
You want to,
Get close.
you want to get close real quick?
Oh, okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Tom, our proclamation may not be as big as the county's.
It has a bigger heart.
But at least. Yes, it does. But let me just, there's a few things that are sort of on that too, but one of the things that we do have here in the proclamation is your service, not only to this board, but to the Somers Lions Club, lifelong volunteer and dedicated supporter of the Boy Scouts of America. And I know that is one of the things that you have taken on as your role, and to get to every single Eagle Scout meeting as possible as you can. And I know Tommy was an Eagle Scout as well, and it's near and dear to your heart. So that is one of the things that we have in here as well. We may not be on the big Jumbotron, right? But we do have our smaller Jumbotron here at Reese Park as well. And Tom, on Tuesday, September 30th, 2025, will be Thomas A. Garrity Jr. Day here in the town of Somers. So like I tell everybody, your name will be up there in lights for Somers. So please take a picture, post it, let everybody know. But we're excited to see what your next future endeavors and working for Nice Egg and your role there. We couldn't be more proud of you here in the town. And thank you so much for your years and years of service and your institutional knowledge. So thank you very much. We appreciate everything you've done for us.
Thank you.
Isn't that tremendous? There we go.
They need more pictures than.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
That's a good idea.
You wanted,
We did.
Good idea.
No. Come
on, Patty.
Second over here.
Mm.
All right,
you.
here, get them.
Round.
Like my sister.
Wedding day. Like a wedding. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not done. We're not done.
And like that infomercial on TV, but wait, there's more.
That was just the appetizer.
Little bit.
All right.
Who was it?
Was,
Really?
All right. So, Mr. Garrity, the town board for a couple of weeks has been discussing this. We wanted to get you something a little bit different. And so we have this nice engraved
Oh, wow.
piece of sculpture. And it says, Tom Garrity, in appreciation for your many years of service as Somers, a member of the town board, planning board, zoning board. And I think that we would all agree with this. We went over the wording. Your deep knowledge of town issues, because you do. You know the planning board, the zoning board, of course, but you know the history. You grew up here. Your wise judgment. Yes, you do have wise judgment. We'll check out with your family later to see whether those words ring true, but we believe you have wise judgment.
We'll leave it at that.
And your sincere love of Somers, which is undeniable and always apparent. And so we say you will leave a legacy that will long be remembered, and we thank you. With gratitude from the Somers Town Board, September 2025.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, one more?
You may want to wait another second.
How many count?
Yeah, come over here.
Yeah.
Now, you know, there's more.
No, we can
So
stand.
we have a medal for Mr. Garrity. It's the GOAT, if you see, which if you're fans of Michael Jordan or Tom Brady, you know is the greatest of all time. And we are designating Tom this, and on the back it says, Tom Garrity, Somers Town Board Hall of Fame 2025. So, and you must wear this all meeting. There you go. There you go, my friend.
Well, Thomas, you're the first member.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, you're the first, yes, first member. of the
You're in.
Fame.
It's a very exclusive society,
Next to the closet.
a Hall of Fame of one.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, no,
And there's more.
We were going to give you a gift certificate somewhere that you could get something to eat or clothing, or use to pay your NYSEG bill, your electric.
better make it a big one. then.
And so it might be in the mail soon.
Tom, you could trade all that in. What's behind door number 2?
No,
Great.
I'll keep what I have.
But it's been a pleasure serving with you, your humor, and as everyone has said, your wise counsel. And we've had 18 years together,
Yes, we have.
you and I.
Wow.
And I would say the 18th year was the year with you that I've enjoyed the most. And I'll certainly miss you, as I'm sure everyone will.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you. All right, let's move on here to number 2. Hardesty in Hanover, Town of Somers Traffic Engineering Consultants. Paul, are they on Zoom here?
Oh.
No, they're not.
They're not? All right, then, since they're not on there, I actually had one of them come in, they couldn't come in this evening to discuss, and they're not here in the audience, correct? No. I wanted them to come in to talk. There are traffic engineer here, consultants for the town of Somers. I know there's been a lot of questions about certain developments. I wanted them to come in and give their insights on some of the developments that are happening here in the town of Somers. But since they're not on here for tonight, we will push that off until October here.
Yeah, just to make the point that the applicants have they analyze traffic and they hire somebody as part of the development. Town hires a traffic engineer that reviews those results and we get those opinions. So we have an independent opinion about what's going on.
Correct. And I know people were sort of asking for that. Some of the responses we heard, we have an independent
Right.
traffic evaluator. So we wanted to bring them in to kind of give people the insight on a development. Okay, let's move on to number 3 then. Review referral response concerning the request to purchase 2 town closed properties, 24 Narcissus Drive and 0 Narcissus Drive. Determine the deed restrictions for the properties and approve the publishing of an invitation to bid on the properties. Does anybody have any comments or questions on this? Guys, I know first when we come to 24 Narcissus Drive, we did receive insight from the assessor, highway department, parks and recreation, engineering department, and planning department. The assessor, highway, parks and rec, engineering department had no objection to sell. Planning department, for both those properties, if you were going to add together, it would be slightly more than 10,000 square feet necessary for zoning. However, both lots are encumbered with steep slopes. Most of all, 2 lots are 25% slopes, making them very problematic, and if not impossible, to build a septic system needed to serve a prospective house. And the person who came here has no indication that they want to develop on that property. They just want to keep it open space. And so that's what we're looking to do here with these 2 things. And also the Open Space Committee had no objection to sell the lots if they're not buildable in our firm. And that's what their question was. We've had sort of some of this preliminary discussions about this, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm in a okay to sell these 2 properties here. For me, I don't think deed restrictions should be needed to be put on those properties.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't. I mean, Roland, let me just ask you the question: what can we put as far as we don't want any new buildings? It has to stay open space. That would be one of the restrictions.
You can have that restriction. You can, you could indicate that it cannot even be used for setback purposes, meaning that if there's an adjacent structure, I don't know why you'd want to do
Yeah.
that, but you could.
Yeah.
But yes, the main restriction would be that it cannot be used for a separate building lot.
Okay.
It doesn't mean the person could not extend their present home to go closer to that property.
Right.
Or even, but you might not want that property line to be exceeded.
Got it. Okay.
And that would be in the deed, and that would be binding on all future owners.
On all future owners.
That would also, though, mean a future board could rescind it.
That was my question. A board could rescind this
Yeah.
if circumstances necessitated it.
Different things change throughout time, right? Better design, stuff like that.
All right. I like that idea.
Or sewers,
Or sewers.
if that ever happened.
Sure.
Correct. And that person would be able to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, just describe how you would determine the price. How's that going to work?
So the assessor then would come up with a market price for that. It would be actually go out into the paper, I believe, right?
Yeah,
What these,
I need the deed restriction, specific deed restrictions to go into the notice.
yep,
And then I've worked with the assessor and the tax receiver, and they've given me the numbers. We kind of added a little to it for our professional fees and publish it. The publishing is going to be expensive.
okay,
I will be.
Because these are properties that were foreclosed.
yes.
So
All the 3 properties.
Yes, all 3 properties on here, actually 4 properties, right? 33 Forest and
4 properties.
0 Hanover as well, right? So all 4 have been foreclosed on.
So what happens with these, under these new regulations is once we go through the publishing process and once a potential purchaser comes in and we close with them, you get to keep the tax dollars that were owed, the tax delinquency, and any surplus funds have to be paid into court. That is a tremendously difficult process. We're doing it right now in another town. It requires a motion and an order. And only after that order is signed can you pay the money to the Commissioner of Finance for Westchester County You have to give notice to the last known property owner that you've done that. And they then have 3 years, believe it or not, under this process, to come in and claim those funds. And then they get the excess funds. But if they don't, within the 3 years, then the town can go back in
That's right.
and
Right.
claim the fund.
Yeah, that's.
But
that
we,
change.
but we do start the owner of those properties then would pay the taxes every single year on that property, which the town then wouldn't have to be paying.
Exactly, the new one.
The new owner.
Yeah.
New owner, right? So that is one of the ways that we're trying to get stuff off the rolls
Right.
of our town. And then, so the town doesn't have to pay the
But
taxes on that.
Before these changes to the law, when you went through this process, the municipality was permitted to keep the surplus funds.
Yeah.
Okay.
That now is what's disappeared. You don't get to do that
Right.
automatically.
That was a landfall for the town, if you remember years ago.
It
It
was,
was on that
Was-
one.
that one property was
that-
huge.
Yeah,
So Roland, in theory, if there were no deed restrictions, the property would be more valuable.
maybe not in this case, because
Probably.
it's, right now, because of the infrastructure rules, you wouldn't be able to build on it.
Anyway.
So right now, it probably wouldn't be,
Okay,
Okay.
but it allows you to control when and if you want to allow it to be developed.
okay.
You or a future board.
Right. So you were saying, so we would put the restriction on it not to build, they can always come back.
Yep.
Right? So that would be in the new deed restrictions. It would just be an open lot, no buildable lot.
Correct.
Okay.
So not to be used as a separate building lot or not to be used for, and or not to be used for setbacks for their current.
Well, we said that we wouldn't want to do that for the set,
Because then then you really are reducing the value.
Yeah.
So
If an
setbacks
adjacent-
can be used as-
cannot be used as a separate lot.
That's, I'd favor that.
Okay?
Okay.
Great. So, that was, I'll make a motion to, allow to go out and, on 2 foreclosed properties and with the condition not to be used for, a separate lot. Can I get a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
So remove. And that is for 24 Narcissus Drive and 0 Narcissus Drive.
Right.
Okay, number 4, determine the deed restriction. Spam coming into my phone, I just, we're having the meeting. Determine the deed restriction, for 2 town-owned foreclosed properties, 33 Forest Lane, lot 16.06-3-12, and 0 Hanover Street, and that is lot 47.16-1-21. And these are still sort of the similar things as well. If we look here at 33 Forest, the assessor had no objection, highway had no objection to sell, Parks and Rec had no objection, nor did engineering. Planning Department, no objection to sell. It is a zoning compliant R10 with approximately 10,018 square feet that does not appear to be encumbered with any environmental constraints. This would conceivably be developed for a single-family home, Roland.
Okay.
This property here. Open Space Committee, selling these properties is a firm no, as it would undermine important conservation goals in the town in terms of protecting biodiversity and advancing towards the 30 by 30 goals. Roland, my question to you is, I don't believe we have foreclosed properties that go to the 30 by 30 goal. It's only open, undeveloped land, right? Not that it's owned by the town. I don't think that goes into the 30 by 30
I don't
goal.
think it does.
I don't think it does either. So the Open Space Committee saying that it would go against the 30 by 30 goal. Well, it's not calculated into our 30 by 30 goal already. So it doesn't
Right.
benefit the 30 by 30
But if
goal.
it's a building lot and you want to sell it as a building lot, also under the housing settlement, have to offer it to the county before you can sell it.
We have to,
Under the housing settlement that the county entered into, municipalities who were affected by that, and Somers was one,
Mhm.
before you can sell a foreclosed property, if you've taken it by in rem, which is how we have these, you have to offer it of Westchester. They won't want a single I shouldn't speak for them, but my experience is they don't want a single lot in the middle of a neighborhood. If it was a commercial property, perhaps capable of being rezoned for multifamily, it might be a larger problem for you. But this should not be, but we do have to take that step.
How long does it take for them to respond? The county?
It's the Commissioner of Planning that responds.
I mean, it could be
Comes pretty
next
quick.
month or,
Yeah, it comes pretty quick,
oh, all right.
How come we didn't have the same hurdle for the previous one on Narcissus?
because you're not selling them as building lots.
As built.
Right.
If you're gonna sell this as a building lot, you have to.
Okay.
Is that right?
So what is the existing zoning? How does that, impact the county's acquisition and maybe what they might want to do? I mean, hypothetically, I mean, they could just come in and change the zoning?
Uh,
And say, I want to build something
Oh.
larger, if the lot was larger?
No,
No,
Are
But
they
they-
subject to our zone laws?
and yes,
that's all, okay.
but in my experience, they're only interested in
In-
properties,
yes.
larger properties that are either already zoned multifamily or in commercial properties.
Yes,
You might consider zoning.
yes, I understand.
They won't be what is this, 10,000 square feet?
10,000 square feet.
It's unlikely
It's
that,
very unlikely.
very unlikely.
If they were and you didn't want that to happen, you could take it off the market.
We could. All right. So
Okay.
we're still in control of it then.
Yep.
Very
Okay.
good.
Just a step, and I wanted to make sure you,
Thank you.
Bid until after we hear from the town.
yes, that's probably correct. We need to take that step first.
All right. So why don't I'm going to break this up in half. All right. Let me make the motion to,
Doing,
well, I don't think, listen, I'm okay. Listen, that's just my thing. I'm okay with no deed restriction on that,
On 33.
on 33 Forest Lane.
You really just need to tell me what the deed restriction, the number. 4,
33.
it's already been decided. We have permissions to do everything we need to.
Uh-huh.
I just needed to know what the deed restrictions were going to be before I could put it in the paper.
Got it.
there's not a deed.
No deed restriction.
No deed restriction
Or-
on 33 Forest.
But I'll draft a letter for you to send to the commissioner.
Okay.
On getting their denial.
Okay. So do you want me to split that up into two then, a motion?
Just tell me what.
Okay, there's no, all right. And then 0 Hanover Street is the next discussion here. Let me get 0 Hanover.
Now, is that all?
Carol, I'm sure you'll be calling me later. I'm sure you'll be calling me later, Carol.
How did
All
you
right.
know?
Was a building, don't know if it is.
In 0 Hanover Street here, the assessor had no objection, nor did Highway Department. Parks and Rec had no objection. Engineering, the same, no objection. Planning Department, no objection to sell. There are wetlands encumbering the western portion of the property and steep slopes for most of the eastern portion. Access through the site through 7 Thompson Lane could not be achieved without demolishing the existing house on the property. It's doubtful that the property owner would go through the trouble and expense to realize that they could only build one house, and that is from the Planning Department. And Open Space Committee had the same comment. Selling this property is a firm no, as it would undermine important conservation goals in the town of Somers. But as we discussed before, it doesn't go to the 30 by 30 initiative and advancing that goal. I would put, and for my purposes here, I would put restrictions on 0 Hanover with the ability not to sell on that property. Anybody else have?
Not to build on that property.
Not to build on that property.
And how big is that lot again?
10 acres.
It's about 10, I think it is 10 acres or so.
But it's also landlocked.
It's landlocked, right? It back taxes, spoke to, but expressed interest in.
Yes. Do we get credit for this?
I think it's 10. I think we'll leave it. I just want to double check.
This is the one that can be accessed
Through,
through someone else's property,
correct.
and most likely through Yorktown, I think.
It only can be accessed through Yorktown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the Yorktown access through that. I would, for me, I get, like I said before, I would have this as, not able to build on the property
I would agree.
as a restriction.
Restricted.
Yep, I would agree.
So the only value
Good talk.
of this is really to adjacent.
Situations.
Yes, just to the adjacent neighbors. Correct.
Do we have people interested in?
Yes, we do. That's why it's on here.
Yes.
That's why it's on here today, that someone was interested in purchasing this property. That it? Do we need to? Nope. Perfect. All right, great. Thank you. Let's move on to number 5, Steve Robbins. Westchester County Complete Streets Municipal Planning Grant, proposed sidewalk improvements.
Good evening, Steve Robbins with Woodard and Curran, consultant town engineer. As this board is aware, the town has been very active in pursuing potential programs to bring money for infrastructure into the town. The town has a great track record of being successful at these grant applications, and an opportunity came to us, and we've been working with the town's grant consultant, Millennium Strategies, on paperwork to pursue a Westchester County offered grant for what they're calling their Complete Streets Municipal Grant Program, planning grant. This is for planning, design, and construction of street improvements to improve roadway safety and make streets accessible for vehicular users as well as pedestrians and bicyclists. As part of this grant program, we are proposing that the town apply for funds to complete the sidewalk in the Business Historic Preservation Area. This is an active area for us. The town board is likely aware that we are also pursuing a water main through the same corridor. And we see a real synergy in this particular grant program to get in there, do the infrastructure work once, and achieve some economies of scale in doing that. So we are seeking the town board's approval to apply for that grant. The preliminary estimate for the sidewalks, and that is completing the stretch along Route 202 and also rehabilitating the sidewalks out here in front of the townhouse, the sidewalks that are in poor repair. It is about a quarter mile of sidewalk. Our preliminary estimate for the project, and that includes some contingency, it includes escalation to the future construction date, is approximately 1.9 million. There is a 50% local match in the grant program.
Oh, I'm sorry, you done?
I am, yes.
Oh, so that matching part, obviously, a sizable chunk. If we were to receive, and we have already received part, if we receive the full amount that we would expect from one of the Senator Harkin's grants, could that be applied toward our share of that?
It could. It certainly, oftentimes with grant programs, you have to be careful about what you can use as matching funds and making sure they're not at cross purposes.
Yeah.
I don't know about those specific sources of funds, but I think that there is a significant need for pedestrian and safety improvements in this area, and any bit of money that we get will be put to good use either as part of that match or as part of other work as needed.
So Steve, are there any prerequisites we have to do besides that accompany the application that would facilitate, the grant coming to us, say that we're serious about this?
There are, and those have been documented by the grant consultant. This grant is due next week. Certainly, any letters of support that the town obtains would flow into that. We've had preliminary meetings with New York State DOT. It is a state road, to discuss the proposed improvements and make sure that they're in favor of this. And the regional permit engineer doesn't see it and sees a lot to oppose it and sees a lot of benefit.
I have to say, we often get questions about, that sidewalk, that stretch, and getting that completed. That would be just an awesome thing to do. The response is it's always in the plans, but, you want to do it in a way that it minimizes the cost. Looks like you have a synergetic solution here, and that makes a lot of sense. The other thing is, that corner there on 202 and 100, trucks make the turn, and the rear ends of the trucks, the 18-wheelers, they roll over that corner, and it's just destroyed all the brick pavement there.
Yeah.
You would think you just can go out there and repair it, but you can't. You have to do it within the prerequisites of these types of projects in conjunction with the DOT and all that. So I'm glad to see that's on the radar screen.
Yes.
This project here is just, as Tom finishes 18th year and he and I came together, that was an issue 18 years ago.
It's probably an issue prior to, yes.
So, yeah, right. Right. So it's good. Finally, we look like we may bring some completion. And the ironic part is, and you might remember this several years ago, and I'm sure Tom remembers, the state sent to the town a request that we adopt complete streets as a resolution by the town, which we did, and which does what you said. It makes complete streets car, auto, and pedestrian. And yeah, of course we do. And then the state came in without telling even Supervisor Rick Marcy at the time to redo or repave around here and never asked us about, well, since you adopted complete streets, that we asked you to, how would you like us to do something for you? And I just never forgot that. So I'm so glad we are now finally going to be able to make what is just seems to be such common sense. And as everything that you read says, it will benefit Somers because it benefits the businesses who will like that walkable. 2, less traffic, always a good thing. 3, it enhances home values. When people come in, new people buy homes, is there some sort of walkable town? It's not going to be Katona, but can be something, that's walkable. And that's that's why we've always supported this.
This is, the town has pursued other grant opportunities for this, but I think that the synergy and the timing of this is very good, and we have a good chance at it.
Great.
The engineering challenges are certainly significant along that stretch. It's a busy road. It's
Yeah.
tight. We'd have our work cut out for us, but we're up to the challenge and hope to be successful.
Just to add to Rich, and as I look back, it's been 10 years since the sidewalks have been put in across this town. And it's been done with community benefits, all the way down to El Forno, coming up around the townhouse, all the way around Bailey Park, the bridge going to SIS, which essentially opened up the whole school district to all the town and businesses here. And, you just got that stoplight light put in to cross the street.
Crosswalk.
Yeah,
Crosswalk.
the crosswalk, yes. Thelma Barley,
Barlow.
yeah, Barlow, yeah. So, I mean, it's a safety issue, and it's just completed the connection throughout the town. So
That's the goal.
it takes time.
Oh,
And money.
And money. And yes.
We're trying to get people to give us money.
Yeah. With that, there are 2 resolutions that need to be passed to be able to do this. The first one is resolved that the town board does authorize an application to be made for funds in the amount not to exceed $1,903,000 for the submission of Complete Streets Municipal Planning Grant Application administered by Westchester County Planning Department for improvements to roadway safety. I'll make the motion to approve that.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. And the other one is resolved that the town board does hereby commit to the town to providing 50% of the awarded amount to meet its match obligation and to provide needed staff and resources for execution of the project. I'll make the motion for that as well.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Number 6 here. This is adopt order calling for the public hearing in the matter of the extension of the Heritage Hills Special Water District to the Town Center at Somers. And that would be a public hearing for October 9th, 2025. Is there anybody here for that? No? Roland, go ahead. You're about to say something.
Yep, the attorney involved spoke to me today,
Okay.
and she couldn't be here, but it's just to adopt the order calling for the public hearing.
Okay. So just for the public hearing.
Yep.
So
Okay.
good.
She will be here next month.
Okay. I'll make the motion, and Patty, we're gonna do a roll call on this one. We're gonna adopt the order calling for the public hearing for October 9th, 2025 for the extension of Heritage Hills Special Water District for the town of the town center at Somers. I'll make the motion.
Second?
And then Patty, roll call, please.
Councilman William G. Faulkner.
Aye.
Councilman Richard G. Clinchie.
Yes.
Councilman Anthony J. Sirica.
Yes.
Councilman Thomas A. Garrity Jr.
Yes.
Supervisor Rob Scarano.
Yes. Thank you. All right, and then on to here. Solar legislation discussion. And on this, we have A and B declare ourselves as lead agency and also to schedule a public hearing. I know Roland, you were CC'd on this. Do you have anything that you want to add to this?
Well, this is the legislation that we've been speaking about, that if in fact BOCES is going to proceed with its project, it we should have it listed as a permitted use, at least on that property.
Mhm.
And although they've run into some obstacles with DEC and DEP,
Yep.
which now is going to make it very difficult for them to meet their December 31st deadline. The town has not stood in their way at all. We have a really good relationship with them, but they do have some obstacles to work on.
So they can't get their grant money until they meet that December 31.
Unless they're able to get an extension.
I mean, are we going to get an idea about that before this all goes through? I mean, we probably should just, we're going to keep doing this, but
Well, you know, you should get the public hearing open, but
yes.
you'll keep it open until you
Yep.
see how they progress.
So-
Because, you know, you also have, besides their issues with the DEC and the DEP, of course, there have been changes in Washington now where that funding may not
Even be available.
be available.
Right.
They were counting.
So this, you know, just to mention to the community, because we always run into these public hearings and people come to you and say, well, I didn't hear that. I didn't understand that. This is the BOCES School on Pines Bridge Road.
Right.
And they've decided, or they wanted to put a solar project in on a large portion of their property. And as a school, that's actually using school property for a business. And they had to come to the town for, you know, review for a building
Oh,
inspector
They didn't put
review.
them through planning review, but they have sat with the engineers. They've sat with the Bureau of Fire Prevention,
Yes,
and they understand that we first have to make it a permitted use on their property. Because they went through a complete planning review with the State Department of Education, we thought that was an acceptable compromise,
yes,
not to now require them to go through a local
sure.
review as well.
Oh, I was just going to say, give Bob, you know, Rob credit for getting in there. I mean, the town essentially has a governance review over what they're trying to do. However, you know, we don't know whether that's going to take place. The zoning will essentially accommodate that,
Right.
but also set up the impacts to maybe other land parcels in town that may want to use this
Well,
Sorry.
or restrict it.
it only applies, I think we wrote it to, it
Yeah.
only applies to schools.
Only
Okay.
apply-
Right, we did.
Well,
Correct. Yes.
okay, so, you know, that's it. So there'll be a public hearing and,
Yep.
you
So we'll
know,
just have to
people
make-
pay attention.
We'll just have to make the motion on this, and A is to declare ourselves lead agency, and the other one is to schedule the public hearing, Patty, for 10/9. I'll make the motion for both of those, A and B. Can I get a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Okay. Parks and Recreation, there's no additional business. Financial, there's no additional business. Highway, nothing to report. We do have some current vacancies. Affordable Housing Board, Assessment Board of Reviews. Planning Board, we do have a 1-year, 7-year term ending on 12/31/2026. But before we move on there, I think all of us are in agreement here on Vicky Gannon.
Yes.
yes.
And I'll make the motion here to appoint Vicky Gannon as the chairwoman of the Somers Planning Board effective 9/12/2025.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Okay, consensus agenda. You guys have had time to review this over. I'll make a motion to adopt the consensus agenda as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. We do have some things that are going to be up on the calendar here. October 2nd and 9th, we'll have our town board work session, our town board regular meeting. We will have some public hearings on that day as well. November 6th and 13th, work session, regular meeting. All these times are at 7 o'clock. And then December 4th and December 10th. Make note that December 10th is a Wednesday. We have changed our board meeting to that Wednesday on that. Let's see, what else we got here? I have nothing else there. Patty, do you have anything that you would like to add at all?
Fun facts?
Would you like to say a fun?
Doesn't I will.
Do you want to go first?
Okay. First, it's been amazing working with you all these years. You've always been my big supporter, and thank you so much for all you've done for me.
Thanks.
Secondly, this is so not me, but I'm going to do it. So in light of yesterday's tragic events, with today marking the 24th anniversary of 9/11, I do not have a fun fact or sports update to share today. There are moments in life that cause us to question humanity, and this is one of them. The assassination of Charlie Kirk is a tremendous tragedy for our country. This is not about politics, race, or gender. It's about the devastating loss of life and the pain that comes when someone is targeted for their beliefs. Whatever happened, let's all agree to disagree. I do not know much about Charlie Kirk. I did not know much about Charlie Kirk until yesterday, but learning that he was the same age as my own son left me deeply shaken. My own son, who is a very, very passionate and lives his life by his convictions. And a lot of those times, those convictions are your children. And to see Charlie Kirk, who loved God and his nation, be persecuted for that is not right. May God bless America.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patty.
Thanks, buddy.
Bill, do you have anything to add?
Nothing that Patty didn't cover, but, political discourse is one thing. And I think finally, people are agreeing that, violence has no place in political discourse, no matter how big the disagreement. And it's disappointing for many reasons, but one is 24 years ago today, 9/11 occurred, and I don't remember the nation being more united. And here we are 24 years later, and sadly, I don't recall a time when the nation's been more divided. So perhaps some tolerance and understanding can somehow come out of this.
Rich? anything?
Yeah, I was talking with one rabbi who was out there at this morning's ceremony, where he was saying, sometimes tragedy brings out the best in people, but sometimes it's because some of the worst that people have. And you do look back to that time after 9/11, the tragedy that it was. We all know people who passed away, and I had a family member there that day. We sure was died. Got a phone call late that night, and we were all jumping around the living room cheering because we knew he was alive. But it was that sense of togetherness, to use a cliche. We're all on the same team because we are. And you kind of wish you didn't, like you say, wish you didn't lose it. I guess that's the purpose behind, now it's Patriot Day, as it's called, and it's a day of service. And I did just want to thank the Chicos. So I'm involved with a little project where newspapers are collected and given to Animal Hospital to help, because they don't have a lot of newspapers anymore, and I guess the animals need them up there. So, to their night manager, John, it was his little service to America each week to collect these. So I just want to say I appreciate that. And then nothing is more about America than the Constitution, which is on September 17th, which is Constitution Day, and every year I say the same thing. I've given out over 4,000, over 4,100 of these now, because I believe in it, and it should be a national holiday. That's my yearly play. It would seem to me that would be one of the most important days that we would make a holiday and celebrate, because the Constitution is what binds us together and what we believe in. So that's what I hope will happen. But thank you.
Anthony?
Well, there are difficult times, I totally, agree with Patty's sentiment. I mean, these are our children. It just brings a tear to our eye, my eye. This event yesterday with Charlie Kirk, recently a woman gets stabbed on a train, young Ukrainian woman, for no reason whatever. Young man in Washington killed. I mean, it's just tumultuous. And I just think we just need to just calm down and step away. I mean, our future is being, impacted by these events. And I'm just speechless.
Yeah. Tom, I'm actually going to give you the last word
Okay.
before we adjourn. And as I had written out a few things and tried to collect my thoughts today, and a lot of things that Patty mentioned today is sentiment a lot of people are feeling. And this town board doesn't we try to keep away from the national politics. That's not what our small town is about. We're about our community. But it's interesting, there are 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old kids that watched the video. I watched a video happen. And maybe that's social media, maybe that's not, but there's videos that going out there of what happened yesterday to Charlie Kirk. And, us as parents have to explain that to them. We have to explain the emotion that the kids may be feeling. Have to explain it. I can remember when I was younger and the assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan, and that struck in my mind. I wasn't born when in the 60s when the other things were going on, but it's tough, and it angers me. It angers me of where we got into in this country with violence, and an innocent life was taken and anywhere here in this country when that happens. It angers me, and so I just ask the people in this town if we can choose a different way. We may not always agree on things, but we owe each other the respect. There is the one thing that was said for a long time in the word Tusker. There's the letters you and us, and that is us. I hope that we owe it to each other to be safety. We owe it to our children to show them that words are stronger than bullets. And I encourage people to pass that on, and I encourage the people to follow their convictions and what they do. But I reach out to this community to say we can do better, and it starts here locally. And we need to demand a better way of doing that thing. So when that time that you may have you may not agree with someone on social media, or you may not agree with somebody in a parking lot or the grocery store, just to remember that we're all human. We're passionate. We have different things that we do, but just to violence is not the answer. Words are just they can be tough, but we need to be better for our children. We need to be better for the rest of the world. The rest of the world is looking at us, and we need to do better as a country. And that's all I have to say about that tonight. And Tom, I didn't want to bring a damper on this.
No, I agree with what everybody's saying. We're on this board. I think we try to lead by example. We don't always agree on everything, but we have civil discourse. We have people in the audience. We've all seen instances where some people have gotten angry, and we understand people are passionate, but there is a point where you need to stop. I do not go on social media that often because it is a race to the bottom. And I've said that before. One comment, the next comment, and they're all just terrible comments. And I see sometimes people who I know, and I can't believe they're making comments like that because I know them. And I just, my wife will tell you I'm an eternal optimist. And I always try to look at the good side of things. Tony will tell you I'm pretty blunt and and, you know, I say what I think, but, yeah, everything that we've said, what Patty said too, Patty's son is he's passionate about everything he does. And he's, I'm not going to say he's outspoken, but he'll let you know he's outspoken. But I'll let you know. And he's the greatest kid. Yeah, he's not a kid, but he's the greatest kid to me. He's, you know, my son and daughter both knew him in school and had him as a coach or something. And people should be able to say what they feel without worrying about violence. And it just seems almost to be the norm nowadays. In Somers, we tend to be, you know, maybe a little bit luckier. I think people talk more and we try and talk things out. So I agree with what everybody's saying. So there's no bringing it down. What I will spend a couple minutes doing right now is saying to this town, thank you. I started this journey 26 years ago. As Rob said, I started on the zoning board, sitting where Roland sits. And then I moved to where Bill sits, and then I've sat in this very chair for probably 21 or 22 years. I'd like to say I enjoyed every moment of it. That's never the case. I've enjoyed the vast majority of it. Somers is blessed. The staff in Somers is second to none. Many of them have been here as long as I have or longer. Wendy, Tammy, you know, others who just, they pick up the phones, they answer the questions, and some of these questions, the town clerk's office can tell you are just crazy. But they answer them, they're polite, they're, you know, and they do what they can. We have a great staff, building, planning, the court, finance, they're all fantastic. I knew I had to step down when I got my job, because I used to be able to stop by here at least once a week, maybe twice a week. And I used to love it. I would go to every office, talk to everybody. I know everybody here on a first name basis. I consider them friends. My new job came in and I was less and less here. And that's not fair to the town of Somers. Somers is number one in my heart. It always has been. I've lived here for going on 59 years, in the same house. And, you know, grew up with Rob. His wife is my neighbor. And there's just a thing about being in Somers. I love the parks. I love Independence Day. I love King Cone, but don't tell my wife. So it's the people. And it's funny, you go to Independence Day and it's just a collection of everybody just having a good time and helping each other out and doing things like that. I raised my kids here. They went through the school system. I went through the school system. So it's a big thank you to the population at large. A lot of people disagree with me on things, and that's fine, but we still have good conversations. I was lucky enough when I started this journey to serve on two great boards with very dedicated people. We've appointed many people, and this board puts the blinders on. We appoint Republicans, Democrats. We don't care. We don't ask. If we think you're good for the position, we put you on the board. And I think our planning board, zoning boards, environmental, all of them, they do a great job. And again, I'm in most cases, I'm on a first name basis with all of them. People ask, you know, how hard is it to be a councilman? It depends. And sometimes it's easy. You don't have to do anything. But if you want to be a good councilman, you get involved in everything as much as you can. You lean on your other councilmen when you don't know. Everybody up here has a different skill set. Mine might be planning and zoning because I served on it. Richard is very, environmental. Bill's very conscious of community service. Tony's the number guy. If I have a number question, I'm going to Tony and saying, "What do you think about this?" And it's been a pleasure serving with all of them. And in past boards as well. My mentor when I started was Mary Beth Murphy, who has been fantastic. She guided me through the ropes in the first few years. I like to think that I left Somers a little bit better than when I got here. I know that we're going to continue on that trajectory. I've been blessed in that I have run for office 5 times. I've been cross-endorsed multiple times. and I have run with some of the best people that you will ever meet. Patty, best town clerk, bar none, ever. I sit here and I tell people, and Richard's heard me say this before, one of the reasons I always sit here is Patty and her predecessor, Kathy, make me look smarter.
We'll be drawing names for
'Cause, yeah, they don't always like to talk, and I'll be sitting here and I'll hear Patty go, do that, you're supposed to do A, and I'll go, hey, we're supposed to do A, B, C. And, you did great. Patty is fantastic. I enjoyed running with her. We have a great highway superintendent, Nick DeVito. Again, second to none. The guy puts in so many extra hours. I was happy walking around with him when we were campaigning. Michelle McKierney, another one who just, she's all tax all the time, great with customers, great with town people. Linda came on board, and my wife worked here, and Linda and Patty both brought my wife, who had the worst job in the world, meeting people during COVID at the door. But Patty and Linda took her under their wing, and they're best friends, and you don't get that. Sorry. You don't get that in every job. Give me a minute. Sorry, guys.
It's all right, Tom.
This is unlike me.
Yeah.
But, all these people, I would do anything for. And they do what's best for the town. Jeez, I can't go. I'm sorry. I wanted to thank Roland. Roland has been wise counsel for as many years as I've been on here. I consider him a friend. He picks up the phone whenever we need, and he guides us. I'm sure I've forgotten people, but I'm getting into this. Sorry. I have to thank my wife. She couldn't be here tonight because she's going through some things, but she's been the biggest supporter. I'm going to stop. Thank you. I'll stop with that. She's just been my biggest supporter ever with my kids. I'm going to miss the town. I'm going to miss all the people. I'll be around as a if people need help, please just reach out to me, and because I'm not leaving, but I think it's been 18 or 26 years of the best years of my life. My son and daughter grew up. I got 2 beautiful notes from them today. So, thank you. I didn't thank Richard. I went through the board.
You're the players for the future. It'll be good.
Richard is one of my very best friends in the world right now. And he said the last year is 100% true. He was my confidant. I could call him at any time of the day, and he would have an answer. I could vent. I can do all that. And Rob is going to be
Thanks.
a supervisor for years to come. He came in, he got engaged, he immediately got engaged in all of the important topics. I love him. Again, he reaches out, he keeps us all involved, and this guy is a keeper, and I'll do everything I can in my power down the road to help all these people stay up here, because they mean the best for Somers, and they're doing the best for Somers, and I hope everybody realizes that, because it's too often that you only see the negatives comments out there, when in fact everybody here is really speaking from the heart, even we don't agree. We all are doing what we think is best for Somers. So again, thank you. Sorry about that. That's all. Thank you. Wife's gonna yell at me.
I thought you were just walking out on us there.
Well, on that note, I hope to see everybody at the Celebrate Somers on Saturday, September 20th. And I'll make a motion to close out tonight's meeting.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Good night, everyone.